Hello people, this is Dr. Lewis and this video is about HIV. Now I have realized there is an increased number of people on TikTok and most social media platforms who are actually taking you through their journey with HIV, and there are so many videos on these platforms of these people taking drugs and stuff. Now I don't really think that is a necessary step to take. Like if totally you want to educate the masses about HIV, the symptoms, the drugs, and all that goes around or happens in a HIV positive person's life, it is not necessary that you show us when you're taking the drugs and stuff, because at some point it always looks like you're trying to win our sympathy. That is not right. We are supposed to empathize with people, but not necessarily sympathize with people. And this is a very sensitive field, and this field requires empathy more than sympathy. Now, don't get me wrong. Let me try to educate the masses about this virus. All viruses, including rhinitis or even the rhinovirus that are responsible, and influenza, the ones that are responsible for common colds, they never leave the body. Once they get into the system, it's hard for them to get out. And the only way to suppress them or to just limit their multiplication and growth is basically improving your immunity. And how do you improve this immunity? We will talk about that. So now, when they get into your system, they start definitely using, because they're not living organisms, they actually use your DNA to try and make their own DNA, and that's why they survive easily in your body, and it's hard for you to get them out of the body, because the immune system somehow recognizes the virus and the DNA as your own, and therefore it cannot target it. And remember, the immune system plays its role by identifying that this is a foreign one and then now fight it. But since it has some replication of your own DNA, it's hard for your immune system to target it, because that will be killing self. Okay? And then you need to increase your immunity for you to suppress the virus. And this is actually what is happening with the antiretrovirals. The ARVs have specific functions. Number one is to reduce viral multiplication. Number two is to help your immunity to catch up, because once you reduce viral multiplication, you take the viral load or the burden down, and therefore immunity takes over and keeps suppressing it. And that's the reason why you're told to eat healthy, to exercise, to avoid multiple sexual partners when you're having this, so that you help your system to take over. Because once the viral load goes down, then your immunity takes it over, just the same way antibiotics work. They reduce your bacterial load and then your immunity takes over. So if you have a weak immunity, definitely you are not helping these drugs. And even if you take these drugs, you are not helping yourself that much. Again, this is the reason why most HIV clients or patients who are being given, or they're still given, Septrin, which is called tremoxazole. That is actually to block or to help you prevent what we call opportunistic infections. Now, opportunistic infections are basically those bacteria or those microorganisms that you harbor naturally, but they are suppressed by your immunity being high. So once your immunity goes down, because HIV does not kill you, HIV kills your immune cells, the army, the white blood cells. So once it kills them, it exposes you to these microorganisms. So they start proliferating, so they start multiplying and now become harmful to you. So naturally, they are not harmful to you, just like candida, just like pneumonia, some of the meningitis and some of pneumonia types, some specific types, and most of them are fungals. So they are not as harmful as such until the immunity goes down, and now they become serious infections, and that's what we call opportunistic infections. So you're taking this Septrin to help you block the occurrence of these infections, because these infections are the ones that will kill you, like the TB also, they will kill you after immune has gone down. So HIV does not kill you. What kills you is other conditions that come as a result of HIV infection, killing your immunity. That's why it's called AIDS. It's a syndrome. Syndrome is a collection of diseases. Okay, so yes, sticking to a plan for these antiretrovirals is very important, but it's not as important as sticking to dietary and lifestyle changes that will actually boost your immunity, okay, as a person. So I've seen all these people trying to show you how they're taking drugs and all this, but nobody has insisted on how to build and boost your immunity. Okay, so that is one way of just trying to earn sympathy, and that's not right. I think we should educate people in the right direction. Now, I've already told you the reasons why you take ARVs, and I've already told you why you should take Septrin. Okay, so if you're doing that already, you're in a good category. However, what are you doing about dietary modifications? And this is the best way to boost your immunity. Number one, you need to start fasting, because fasting boosts your growth hormone. Fasting strengthens your immunity and your mindset also. So fasting is number one in immune boosting. Okay, and fasting will also help your system rejuvenate. So your cells will rejuvenate and start all these microorganisms that in your system will start disappearing, because your immune system will start fighting them. So you need to fast if you're on ARVs. Number two, whether prolonged, before I go to number two, whether prolonged or intermittent fasting, all the two will help you boost your immunity. Number two, this fasting will also help you clear the side effects that are coming with antiretroviral drugs. So fasting is very important for detoxification of your system. Again, a high protein diet, a high saturated fat diet. These are basically the animal fats plus also the coconut oil or avocado oils. These are very necessary for your diets. And then above all, you need to understand that you cannot fix this without dropping the inflammatory foods. And these are the seed oils, these are the wheat products, these are the processed foods, these are the sodas and juices, these are the fruits also. This is sugar in all forms, and this is where fruits and honey come in. So if you don't drop those foods, you keep on eating those foods, these antiretrovirals that you're taking are not going to be effective. Okay, so you'll still come here and tell us how now you're suffering from another condition and all these things and the sympathy. Please do not do that. Educate people about your journey. Use your journey to educate people about viral conditions, these drugs and the side effects and stuff. But not necessarily come over and take a video and show us you taking your drugs, but you're not showing us the benefits of these drugs or your journey. We want to understand the process. We don't want to know if you're taking drugs or not, because that is your own business. People want to understand the basics and the side effects and what are you doing apart from this. Okay, so when you're told as an HIV person to take fruits and stuff, you're wasting your time, you're killing your immunity, and your immunity comes from the liver. Fruits cause a fatty liver. If you're HIV, the only food that is necessary for you has to be an avocado. So this is the summary. Your medication, stick to them, because once you take those medications, you will prevent actually the spread of HIV, and that's another target for antiretrovirals. You lower the viral load, because once it goes below a detectable level, you cannot spread it even if you have unprotected sex. So we also want to lower it to that level so that you don't spread it to other people and limit the spread. So once you keep taking those drugs, you'll lower the spread. Once you eat healthy, you'll boost your immunity, and therefore the viruses will be suppressed. And once you stick to a certain exercise routine, you will boost your strength, you'll boost your immunity, you'll boost your muscles and all this, and you'll be fine.